Hi Tacoma, welcome back to your second grade TV classroom. Today is Thursday, November 12th, and I'm Mrs. Oslin. As always, let's take a moment and check in with how you're feeling. Think about what emotion are you feeling? Think about your I message. You'll remember an I message sounds like I feel because And then think about how strongly you're feeling. Take some think time. I'm going to model sharing my I message with Gus. Gus, I'm excited because this lesson we're about to do is really, really fun and funny. Now, you practice sharing your iMessage with someone in the room with you, your learning buddy, or with me on the screen. You'll remember we've been practicing the stop and stay cool steps. The stop and stay cool steps are what we do when we feel like we're feeling something really strongly and we want to say or do something that might hurt ourselves or someone else or get us in trouble. And we've been practicing the peace path. You'll remember the peace path is what you can do when you have a conflict with someone and you need to solve that conflict in a non-violent way, in a peaceful way. Step one is tell the problem. This is where you and the person you're having a conflict with use your I messages to tell each other how you're feeling. And you'll remember that we learned that you also need to say it back. When the person you're having a conflict with tells you how they're feeling, you say it back. So you feel because And this is to make sure that you really understand how they're feeling and so that the other person really knows that you know how they're feeling. Step two is to brainstorm win-win solutions. You'll remember win-win solutions are solutions where both people get some of what they want and both people feel okay with the outcome. So you both think of which win-win solution would be best in your situation. Then you talk to each other about your ideas that you brainstorm, and together you pick one win-win solution to try. Now, today we are learning about homophones. Homophones are words that sound the same, but they mean and are spelled differently. And this is where it's going to be really fun because we are going to use or learn about homophones through jokes. So I have one for you. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 ate 9. I got a chuckle out of Mr. Kevin. That's his kind of joke. So let's think about this. I'm going to get my highlighter here. Highlighter. Now it says, nope, that's not the highlighter. That's the pen. Try again. Highlighter. Here we go. This is the word. I'm going to erase and try again. 8. A-T-E spells 8. And this is the 8 like I ate something, food. But the joke is 7 ate like, get the pen. I'm going to get white so we can see it. But the joke is 7 ate 9. But 6 was afraid of 7 because 7 ate 9. Get it? We're going to tell jokes today. And at the end of our lesson, your job is to use homophones, words that sound the same, like 8 and 8, but are spelled differently and mean different things. Okay, here comes another joke. Are you ready? What do you call a piece of wood with nothing to do? Bored. I'm cracking myself up over here. And this is funny because a board is a piece of wood, and that's, spelled like, get my pen here, like this, B-O-A-R-D, board. B-O-R-E-D is bored like I have nothing to do. It's a homophone. They sound the same, but they are spelled differently and they mean different things. So let's go back to our joke. What do you call a piece of wood with nothing to do? Bored. Now, in your ELA packet, you have this form, and it's called Homophone Jokes. I'm going to give you a moment to grab it and then come back to me. Go ahead. Now, let's look at the first joke, and we're going to point out the homophones, the words that sound the same, but are spelled different and have different meanings. What did the beach say when the tide came in? Long time no see. This sea, S-E-A, is the sea like the ocean, but they're using the word sea like S-E-E, like long time no see. C and C are homophones because they sound the same, but they're spelled different and they have different meanings. S-E-E is like I see you, long time no see. Okay, let's read another one. Why don't grizzlies wear shoes? Because they like to walk around in their bare, oh no, joke ruined, highlighter, bare feet.
I can't bear this.
Kevin says he can't bear this. Bear, like the bear animal, is spelled B-E-A-R, but bare feet, like if I have no socks and shoes on, it's B-A-R-E. Bear and bear are homophones because they sound the same, but they're spelled different and they have different meanings. Now, you might be thinking, first of all, Mrs. Osland, how did you get so funny? And that's a topic for another day. But second, how do you know which homophone, which word to use? How do you know which C is which? Well, that's when you just have to look at him and figure out which one looks right, which one makes the most sense in the sentence. So let's try that with another one. Highlighter. What is ice cream's favorite day of the week? Sunday, because this is a Sunday, and Sunday is the day of the week. But the day of the week, Sunday, is spelled S-U-N-D-A-Y. And you would just have to look at those two words and know which one was which. Let's do one more. What does a one-eyed monster write on his Valentine's Day card? No. I love you. One-eyed monster, he has one eye, and that's spelled E-Y-E, I. But the joke is that I and I are homophones. They're two words that sound the same, but they have very different meanings and they're spelled differently. Now, you would know I because it's a snap word, and I, like I love you, is E-Y-E. Now, you can also find in your ELA packet these homophone sentences. And let's see if we can figure these out. I can hear, nope, highlighter. I can hear a dog barking, and here is where I live. So I'm going to help me keep track of which is which is another homophone, by the way. Let's see. I can hear a dog barking. H-E-A-R has the word ear in it. So I'm going to draw my best ear to help me remember that hear, H-E-A-R, I hear with my ear. And the word here, H-E-R-E, here is where I live. Spoiler. So here and here are homophones. They sound the same, but they're spelled different and they have different meanings. So let's look at the next one and see if we can figure out how you can draw a picture of the homophones to help you figure out which one is which. The first sentence is, I ate my whole ice cream cone. Whole, meaning the entire thing. The next sentence says, I put the seed in the hole. Hole and hole are homophones. They sound the same, but they have different meanings and they're spelled differently. So take some think time. How could you draw a picture of the words whole and hole to help you keep them straight, to know which one you use in which sentence? Take some think time. And then on your homophone sentences chart, I want you, just right next to it like I did with the ear in the house, to draw something that's going to help you keep these straight. Let's see, I ate my whole ice cream cone. I put the seed in the hole. I'm noticing that the word whole, that means the entire thing, has all of the letters, all 5 letters. And the word hole, like a hole in the ground, is missing the W. So I can, oops, nope, that's highlighter. That's going to help me keep them straight, thinking about ways to remember which word is which. Now, let's do one more. The ant was crawling in the sand. A-N-T, ant, the insect. My mom's sister is my aunt, A-U-N-T. Now, how are you going to draw something that's going to help you keep these words straight? Take some think time. Ant, A-N-T, has 3 letters. And the ant, the insect, has 3 body parts. Has more than 2 legs too. My mom's sister is my aunt, A-U-N-T. So I'm going to draw a picture of my aunt. Now, ant and ant are homophones because they're words that sound the same, but they're spelled differently and have different meanings. Now, this is a picture of meat. Meat. Meat as in what we eat, and meat as in, hi, nice to meet you. Meat and meat are homophones because they sound the same, but they're spelled differently and have different meanings. So, looking at the 2 words meat, which one is which? Which one looks like it's meat like eat? You might notice that in the word meat, M-E-A-T, that means what we eat, is the word eat. I also notice that in meet, like in nice to meet you, it's E-E like the word see, like I see you when I meet you. So that might help you. Let's look at some other homophones. These are nights at night. Which one's which? With homophones, sometimes you just have to look at them and know with the silent K is the nights. And then night means at night, not daytime, when it's dark out. Let's look at a couple more homophones. And I want you to be thinking, how can you use homophones to help you write a joke? Because that's going to be your assignment today. 8, 8. This is the number 8, and it ate something. The number 8 is spelled E-I-G-H-T, and 8 as in I did eat something is spelled A-T-E. You might remember from the joke earlier, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. See if you can figure this one out. This is a ball, like a baseball, and ball means to cry really hard. How could you make a joke out of this homophone, ball and ball? You'll remember homophones are words that sound the same, but they're spelled different and have different meanings. And in order to know which is which, you just have to look at them and know. Today we are learning that homophones are words that sound the same, but mean different things, and they are spelled differently. And your job today is to use your homophones chart and write your own jokes. I would love it if you sent me a joke that I could read with homophones on air. Email it to our TV classroom, or if it's okay with your adult, ask them if they can film you telling your joke, and we would love to air it or not, whatever you're comfortable with, just let us know. But definitely send us your jokes. As you are independently reading today, look for homophones. Look for words that sound the same but have different meanings and different spellings. And when you look at them, think about how is your brain figuring out which meaning. And as you're reading your nonfiction texts, you're going to use clues, context clues, and text features and text structure to help you determine the key ideas, to figure out what your text is all about. You're also going to continue tackling a word for words that you don't know in a snap, and also looking for troublemaker words. What are the words that all the time, every time, consistently are giving you trouble? And go through your tackle a word chart to make them not a troublemaker anymore for you. You're also going to practice reading your word wall in your Snap Words book. You can pick a page and you can read it loud like a monster, scary like a witch, squeaky like a mouse, whisper like a secret, or invent your own. And again, just like with your joke, if it's okay with your adult, have them video you reading a page in your Snapword book in your own way and email it to us. Or you could write us a letter, and at the end of our show, Mr. Kevin will put up our mail address, and we will share your idea with other students here in Tacoma. Now, this is going to be your 5-minute break time. You're going to gather your materials for math. You will need your whiteboard and marker, your Learning Buddy, and your counters. Second graders, thank you so much for laughing with me today. I hope you laughed. I was laughing. Mr. Kevin was laughing. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Hi, second grade. Welcome back. If you notice, I'm not in the recording studio. I'm actually in my home office. I had to stay home today because Oliver, my son, wasn't feeling well. So I figured out how to record from home so we could still have math. It's so great. Isn't technology cool? So before we get going on everything today, I want to start by doing some skip counting. Skip counting helps us understand numbers better. So we're going to start by counting by fives. I'm going to get my highlighter and I'm going to highlight the number and then you're going to say it. And we're going to go all the way to 100. Are you ready? Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Isn't that great? As you get more and more fluent with counting by fives, you won't need the hundreds chart anymore. There was one other one I wanted to do. Let's count by tens. I know you know your tens really well, but it's good to always practice them. Keep it going. Are you ready? Let's go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Awesome job. Now it's Thursday, so it's What's Missing Thursday. And as you'll notice, I can actually move myself around the screen and make myself bigger and smaller. How cool is that? So make myself a little bit bigger now because we don't have as much space. Okay, so 12 plus blank equals 13. Now, if I was to read this like a sentence, I would say 12 and how many more is the same as 13? Yeah, it's 1. 12 and 1 more equals 13. Kiss your brain, second graders. Nice job. Blank. So here's the part blank, we don't know, and 0. I put those together, it needs to equal 47. So how many do I need to have in this hand? If this hand and this hand, which is 0, together make 47. Yeah, it's 47, right? If this is 0, I have to have 47 in this hand. So the answer is 47. Now, if you notice, my numbers might look a little bit funny. And the reason for that is I'm having to write with a mouse. And that's kind of difficult to do because I don't have the cool setup like we have in the studio. So thank you for being patient with my mouse handwriting. Okay, let's think about our hands again. Blank and 5 make 17. So both together are 17. And this one is blank. This one has 5. How many would be here? If all of it's 17, and I put 5 in this hand, I'm taking 5 out of the hole. Oh, we could subtract. 17, take away 5 is what? Yeah, it's 12. Nice job. Because if we have 17 and I pulled part of it out, 5 out, let's see, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. There's 12 left in this hand, right? Okay. All right, here's another one. Together, I have 18. I've got 2 in this hand. How many are in this hand? I'm thinking. Make sure you're thinking. I've got it. Do you have it? What is it? Yeah, it's 16 because 16 and 2 makes 18. Great math thinking, second graders. Whew, those are big numbers. Okay, I'm adding. So now I have 2 parts and together they make a whole. And I know my whole is 52. If this part is 20 over the 52, how many is this part? This is 52. In this hand, I have 20. Well, let's count up and make 52. 20, 30, 40, 50. Ooh, that's 30. And then 50. So how many? 2 more. So what's my answer? Yeah, 32. Now let's check that. 32 and 20. Does that make 52? Sure does. All right, so here's where I'm going to move myself again. So you're going to see me moving all over the screen, which is actually kind of fun, I think. Today, we are learning to solve problems that include subtracting two-digit numbers. Now, I don't have my base 10 blocks here because they're in the studio. So I'm actually going to be doing drawings along with you. But I think today, we're going to be working on that open number line, okay? All right. So let's get going. Let's see. Oh, look, it wants us to use the open number line to show each difference. So I know the greater number is 60, so I'm going to put 60 here. Can you do this on your whiteboard? In fact, I think I'm going to do it on my whiteboard. I think I'll have better control that way. It's kind of hard to do it with my mouse. So I'm going to draw my open number line here on my whiteboard. Okay, I'm going to switch to the side. That's not a very straight line. Let's make that not crooked. Hang on, here we go. Okay, so here we go. We have a number line. Do you have yours on your board? Okay, so the first problem is 60 minus 30. We know we have a whole because we're subtracting a whole, a part. We're trying to find the other part, right? So 60 is going to go here. Remember, we put the whole and the part, and then we count in between. So go ahead and put 30 here, 60 here. Do we want to count by ones? Oh, you think maybe we could count by tens? I agree with you. I think tens would be a much more efficient way to count. So here we go. Are you ready? I'm trying to figure out how to hold this so you can see it best. It's kind of tricky. So let's count by tens. So I'm at 30 and I count 10. Think about when we were counting by tens earlier. That puts me at 40. So I added, there's 10 there. And then 40 and 10 more is 50. So there's 10 there. And then 50 and 10 more is 60. So what does it equal? Well, how many hops? 10, 20, 30. So my answer would be 30. I want you to go ahead and do the next one. 90 minus 20. Put it on that open number line. Put 90 on the right, 20 on the left, and hop in between, counting by tens. Ready? Go. Okay, I'm writing. You're going to have to look at what I did and see if it matches yours. How many did you get? Did you get 70? Does it look like this? That's what mine looked like. I got 70. 90 minus 20 is 70. Okay, do the next one. Oh, wait, I don't think we need to do the open number line. I want you to stop and I want you to think for a second. If you have 50 and 40, how much is in between 50 and 40? If you're at 40, how much to 50? 10. You don't even need the number line for that. What about if you're at 60 and you have to get to 80? How many? 60, 70, 80, 20. See how that becomes really efficient? Okay, efficient means quick, fluent, and accurate. All right, I'm going to make myself smaller again. Okay, so let's read and let's look at what they did, and then we're going to do the math to try and solve it. So, Joe has 52 cards. He put 28 cards in one pile and the rest in his second pile. How many cards are in the second pile? So 52 cards is our whole. 28 in one pile. How many are in the other pile? Find 52 minus 28. It says you can show your work on an open number line. So start at 52, they hop back 2 to 50, and then they hop back 20 to 30, and then they hop back 2 to 28. They could have started at 28 and hopped 2 to 30, 20. It doesn't matter which way you go, right? So how many did they count in between? 24. So 52 minus 28 is 24. So what's the solution? How many cards are in the second pile? Yeah, 24. It's right here. See it? They got that number by adding up all the hops they made between 52 and 28, just like we did just a second ago. So now you're going to solve a problem. We're going to do a 3-read. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to give you a few minutes to solve it. And then we're going to check your thinking with my thinking on my whiteboard. I'm going to solve it along with you. So let's go ahead and read first. I'm going to get my yellow ready for the question. So at the farm, there are 92 fruit trees. Okay, so think about it. There's a farm, 92 trees of fruit. Of these, 69 of them are apple trees. The rest are pear trees. How many pear trees are there? So we've got 69 and 92. So go ahead, get your open number line and solve 92 minus 69 on an open number line. I'm going to do it with you. So I'm drawing my number line, and I'm putting 92 on the right and 69 on the left. And now I'm going to hop and count how much is in between. So I'm going to start at 69 and hop forward. That seems easier to me for this one. Okay, now I'm adding up all my hops. Are you ready? I want to see if you got the same answer as me. You ready? Did you see what I did? So I started at 69 and I hopped forward 1, and that was to 70. And then I hopped from 70 to 80, and that was 10. And then I hopped from 80 to 90, and that was another 10. And then I hopped from 90 to 92, which is another 2. So 1 plus 10 plus 10 plus 2 is 23. And I was finding out how many pear trees there were. 23 pear trees, because 69 apple trees and 23 more pear trees equals 92 trees. Did you get that answer? Okay. Next problem. Okay. It says, Corey says the difference of 54 and 38 is 22. He shows his work on the open number line below. His friend says that his answer is not correct. What should Corey do to fix his work? Go ahead and look at this number line and look what Corey did. So, do you see it? Let's go through and let's see where his error was, okay? So from 54 to 50, they said that's 4 hops. Do you agree? Okay, I agree too. And from 50 to 40 is 10 hops. Do you agree? There's 10 between 40 and 50. Okay. So I'm at 40 and we hop to 38, and they said it's 8 hops. Do you agree? Think about 38, 9, 40. Is it 8? No, it's only 2. So what should Corey do to fix his work? Yeah, he needs to make this a 2. And if he makes this a 2, what's the difference then? 10, 4, and 2. Yeah, 16. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Pedro does 57 jumping jacks. Ray does 18 fewer jumping jacks than Pedro. How many jumping jacks does Ray do? So if we're doing 18 fewer, that means we're going to take away 18. So take your number line. Okay. Now you can do this 2 ways. You can start at 57 and subtract 18, or you can count the space between the 2. And I want to practice counting the space between the 2. So I'm going to put 57 on the right and 18 on the left, like this. We're going to hop the in between. So I'm going to start at 18. From 18 to 20 is how many? Yeah, it's 2. So now it looks like this. Okay, you following along? Okay, does yours look like that? I'm going to see which way. There we go. Now I'm at 20 to 30, and then 40, and then 50, All of these are plus 10. And then from 50 to 57 is, plus 7. So let's add it all up. What's 7 and 2? 9. And what's 10 plus 10 plus 10? 30. Our answer is 39. Isn't that cool? Is 39 on there? Yeah, what's the answer? The answer is B. Mia chose C as the correct answer. How did Mia get her answer? What do you think she did wrong? Yeah, I think that Mia may have messed up jumping here, don't you think? I think she miscalculated. Okay. Now, here's your assignment for today. You ready? Your assignment for today. Woo! I'm jumping all over the screen. Did you see that? That was funny. I want to make sure you can see your page numbers. There we go. That's better. So you're going to do page 173 and 174. And you're going to practice doing this open number line. And you can jump whichever way makes more sense to you. Some kids counting back the hops makes more sense. Some kids counting forward the hops. But you do is you put the whole and the part and you count the space in between. And that's your difference. Okay? All right. So you're going to practice doing that on number 1. And then this is showing all of that work stepped out and then gives you your answer for number 2. And then you're going to do more of it on the next page. Okay? If any of these things are confusing to you, it's important that you reach out to me or your teacher and let us know. And Mr. Kevin always puts up the email address and he always puts up the mailing address. So make sure to reach out to us and let us know. All right? Okay. So let's check our thinking for today. Did we model the problems on a number line? Yep. Did we choose an effective strategy? Yeah, we did that number line strategy. It was excellent. And can we find the difference? Did we find the difference? We did. We did an awesome job. So now it's time for our affirmation. So I'm going to move myself right here and pretend, oh, I don't want to do that, computer. No. We're just going to pretend that's not there. So that's as big as I get, and we're going to talk about our affirmation. Now, something I've had to be today is flexible. I was not planning on staying home today, but I also know that you are very flexible. You've been flexible during all of this, and we appreciate it so much. And I know the people you live with appreciate it so much. So our affirmation today is, I can be as flexible as I need to be. Ready? I'm going to go first. I can be as flexible as I need to be. Your turn. Great job, 2nd graders. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.